Hey, this is Mike. It is the 19th of June, and it's been a while since I've done an update on the garden, and I thought I'd zip through quick and talk about things that are going good and things that aren't so much. Kind of left things going this for the past month or so. We've been busy. Kids are in town, and just a lot of stuff going on, but it doesn't stop the tomatoes from growing. And as you can see, they are they've made it to the top, and now they're starting to bend down a little bit. If we look at some of these fruit trusses, you can see it's just so many tomatoes on one plant, and that's why I love growing hydroponic. You go over here, this one is the same way. They're just hundreds and hundreds off of a single plant. This one is really crazy. So we got some way up there, and just as you go down through the plant, big huge trusses down there. These are super sweet 100s, which isn't even the highest producers that we've had out here. We've had others that do really well. The eggplants are doing great. We've already harvested a bunch of those, and this is our first year with those, and just really impressed. They start off kind of slow, but man, once they get going, they just put out fruit like crazy. And it appears that having them grow up and tie into these vines is a pretty good idea. Works pretty well. These Roma tomatoes are surprisingly huge. Usually they're only about that big. But they're doing really well this year. Very pasty. There's not a lot of juice in them as well, so they're really good diced up on a pizza. And speaking about good on a pizza, I usually do that, and then a couple of these banana peppers, dice those up real good, put them on a little frozen pizza, and then a bunch of cheese, and man, I think it's the best pizza in town. And I'm from Chicago, so I know such things. There's a bunch more. Eggplants, they're doing really well. The cucumbers this year, I don't know what the story is, but they are all just super yellow. And I don't know what that means. I've been doing all kinds of nutrients to them, and they started off really blonde like that and never really did good, so I just kind of let them go. That's how it goes. And even some of these that are smaller, they're still pretty blonde as well, and they're bitter, and they're just, as cucumbers go, not really good. So here's one that is not doing good. My guess is something has got in there and has bitten it. It is not doing well now. As you recall, we are trying cantaloupe, and here's a cantaloupe hanging from my system. There's another one over there. We've already picked several of them, and I'd have to say I'm pretty impressed. I heard they're super tasty. They're not as big as I would expect them to be, but they seem to be hanging on really good. And the cool part is, when they're ready, they just kind of fall off the vine, and hopefully we get them before they do that. So here's some more over here that are getting ready to go. Kind of cute little things. So that's about it for the garden this year. We're just about at the end of the growing season. The bugs are really starting to get in here. The birds have found the tomatoes and are starting to poke holes in them. So I think we're probably about another couple of weeks, and then we'll probably take everything down and get ready for an August garden. It's usually when I like to start tomatoes again. And then we have August, September. By the end of October, usually we'll have fruit again. And if not, we end up getting a bunch of green tomatoes, and I make some green tomato relish out of them. That's pretty tasty. Peaches, they're looking very hairy. They're needing a haircut right now, but at the same time, you know, we don't really take the peaches off them because the squirrels do that for us. Same with the blackberries. The squirrels have been climbing up this and breaking these stalks, and then it creates all kinds of problems. So that's unfortunate. Blueberries, we just didn't have time to do anything as far as putting netting on those. And it's kind of a down year because we didn't irrigate like we should have last year, and actually lost a plant and lost some good growth on those. We're doing a fantastic job growing weeds in our raised beds here. They are doing really, really well, the weeds. And in all seriousness, we probably need to do something with it, but I just haven't had the time to do any dirt farming this year. So anyways, that is an update on the Strout Garden. And if any of you want some of those tomatoes, we are giving them away because we have more than we know what to do with. And same with eggplants. If you're an eggplant person, give me a shout and I will bring some to you. Thanks and have a good day.